I wanted to recreate my original world in Azgaar's fantasy map generator. So what can I say about Azgaar's? Honestly, I was very happy to have met this online application because it allowed me to digitalize my map. Because previously I used to draw my maps in paint. I'm not really the best artist in the whole world. I absolutely suck at drawing. So I was really happy when a friend told me about Azgaar. Now, at first, Azgaar has a bit of a learning curve, but if you explore a bit around, you get to learn, you get to know about the different functionalities. Just dedicate some time first to just explore with the different tools before you engage in building your world. I was trying to replicate a drawing I made that it's not really a good drawing, but it is functional, and I'm okay with not having pretty maps as long as it works and I know what it visualizes my ideas and it helps me create the lore. There you go. That's my world. It's not really my world. It's more like a country in my world. World that I have right now has been with me for years. It started when I was a child, around 8 or 9 years old. I already had this world with me. And now that I am officially an adult, hashtag adulting, I decided to make something with my world because this is probably my biggest achievement in my life, having built a fictional world this big. It kind of bogged me down because I'm like, what am I going to do with this? Am I just going to keep on building this? It doesn't have anywhere to go, you know? Although I really love world building, but the world is already so big, and I think it's probably time I make something with my world. I tried writing novels, but the thing about me is I used to think that writing a novel was the only way that I could use my world on. Boy, I was wrong. There could be a lot of different ways for you to apply your world, and one is tabletop. I did not discover tabletop until last year. I was already an adult. It changed my life. Meeting tabletop really changed my life. I've been trying to write my own adventure mods featuring my world. And not only that, you could try for other smaller forms of writing. You know, blog posts, or maybe like articles or snippets, or maybe some news articles. And for me, what I wanted to do with my world is I want to make it like my writing practice. I want to try writing different forms of writing, smaller forms for now. And what I want to do is, if I cannot make a novel, why not make smaller forms of writing and then compile them together, and that will be a book, right? Sorry, I got distracted. There was some noise outside. Now I forgot what I was trying to talk about. What was I trying to talk about again? I don't know. But anyway. Now, I have been world building for as long as I can remember. What are the advantages? What are the pros of world building? What have I learned from it, right? World building actually taught me a lot of things. Well, of course, world building is the ultimate humanities exercise. Like, you build societies, you delve into histories, you create the histories of these countries, these cities, these towns. You get to learn about different things like linguistics, or on how people name their places, a lot about like city development in a sense. I learned about city development. And it also allows you to visualize what you would like to see in the real world. It is always a part of world building to research a lot of things. Topics that you research might even surprise you. And you get to learn about the most mundane, and to you it might be useless to you right now, but you get to learn about it. I mean, it's not technically useless because it's a thing that you've learned, but I have learned like the nitty gritty details. For example, how tobacco is processed, or I was researching about a mine in my town and I don't really know how mines operate, so I get to learn about that unexpectedly because of my world. Real life wise, I think world building has led me a deeper appreciation of the world around me. Like when it comes to geography, cities, towns, culture, arts, I appreciate all of these, and it is my biggest dream to travel around the world. I just really appreciate all. I remember one time wherein I used a lot of math I was researching how big houses are. I don't know, and I even like searched like certain formulas. I researched like, okay, so how big is the average houses? Because making a citywide map, and I wanted to know like the space. Are there still space for these things? And oh my god, and I cannot tell how many times I've used Google Earth, Google Maps, Street View. I've used that a lot, and I've seen things that I've never seen before, places I've never been in, but I see them due to the Google Maps. And yeah, it was a very fun experience. I get to learn about like different historical places because sometimes I get inspiration from the old castles. I research what is the history of this place, and there was also one time when I researched about I researched about a lot of things. And so right now I'm really comfortable with world building. Is like a never ending thing because there is so much to work on, but the only limited resource is your time. So right now, I have taken a pause in super world building binge stuff from my world. I am trying to write, I'm writing adventure modules, I'm researching on different systems, tabletop systems, and I'm looking into applying, using my world for like educational purposes. I'm not sure, but I am now currently accepting the fact that they might make and break my world, which is fine, which is something that we should all accept. If you want to do something with your world, if you want to open it to the public, you have to learn how to let go of certain things because things will change. And this is real life. People do things that will change the world around them, you know? They will leave their own mark. So I'm kind of ready about that. All I want to do is, okay, here is my world. I hope you enjoy it. And let's go back to Azgaar. What am I doing right now? What am I working on right now? I am currently working on tabletop adventure modules, and honestly, I'm still in the experimental phase because I want to do things differently from the stuff that I see around me. I hope that it will be alright. But you know what? If you really love what you're doing, it doesn't feel like work. You feel tired at the end of the day, but the next day you still want to do it. It's strange. It's like a strange cycle. So I've been talking about world building, but I have never explained what this is. What am I trying to work on? All right, let's go. This is the land of Gisonia. Yes, and that name Gisonia has undergone changes. It is known as Gisonin. That is the ancient word for the country. And now it is Gisonia. So, what is this? Where is this located? What it's like? So, Gisonia is actually an invisible country on Earth. It is, as cliche as it sounds, it is found in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Gisonia's origin is very magical because even its very creation is magical. It is a long story, but the shortest that I can share it to you with is that a long time ago there were 3 realms. The first realm being Earth, the second realm being the realm of pure magic, the third realm is the realm of gods. And the second realm, so they all started to create their things. They created the first realm, created the earth, humans, lands, trees. The second god, who was in charge of the realm of magic, or what I call the middle realm, the god of middle realm was not really that creative, you know. He does not have any good ideas on how to create his world, and he always borrow ideas from his younger brother, who is the creator of Earth. And the middle realm god did try to create his own creatures, and that was the origin of the Feinen, the Shios, the Daikos. I'll get more onto this sometime. But he created his own functioning world that wasn't really as pretty as you think. And however, here was his younger brother creating humans. And humans, in the eyes of the middle realm god, looked beautiful. He liked humans. He liked how they looked. He liked their form. Meanwhile, his own beings were basically abomination looking like. Middle realm god actually stole humans from the first realm. The third realm, by the way, the realm of gods, he's the eldest god, and he's the oldest of all of them. And he was the one who who is in charge of magic, make sure that there is balance, everything, that there is peace, that there is hope, and yeah. So what the middle realm god did was forbidden, but he stole humans from the first realm. He was able to snag an entire town, and the leader of it was a count, and the count was someone who wanted to deal with the occult and stuff. He wanted to gain more power, and he was looking for ways to gain more power, even through unconventional means. It wasn't that difficult for the middle realm god Klarnar to convince him to go to the world. And the humans were smacked in the middle of nowhere. They had to start society all over again. But the good thing about them is they were not alone. They had themselves, they were like a couple thousand. So they could always rebuild society by themselves. And they thus began the Great March. Here was the thing. As soon as the humans arrived in Aitamta, which is the middle realm, the creatures, the Shios, the Feinim, the Daiko, who are native to Aitamta, the middle realm, they all had their fair share of kidnapping these humans. They're curious, what are these? They're alien beings who are suddenly walking in our lands. Yeah, they took turns in kidnapping them. They kidnapped like a couple hundred. And history-wise, this led to the humanization of the creatures, the Aitamtian creatures. So they are starting to resemble like humans now. So back to the tale of how Disonia was formed. So from the thousands, I think the number was 2,000-ish humans. A couple hundred were taken by the Shios and the Feinim. Finally, help came. What they were doing has caught the attention of the third realm god, and he allowed Bevnar, the first realm god, to gain access to the middle realm to save his creations, because the first group of humans were loyal to the count. The second group of humans were loyal to their god.